In this video, I'm going to answer some spooky horror themed questions while I do my makeup to look like a final girl slash scream queen. When I watched 2009's Sorority Row, I don't know, I got inspired by the way the final girl looks at the end, or how any final girl looks at the end of a movie where they're just like drenched in blood and sweat and dirt, and they're emerging victorious. And I thought it'd be fun to try to recreate that on myself today. I know that there was like a mugshot makeup challenge a few years ago that kind of like received bad reception because we don't want to be making light of serious situations. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to pay homage to the horror genre, alright? By creating a fictional final girl character for myself. I did look at a lot of inspiration pictures. I put on this bloody shirt and we're just gonna go crazy. And I'm doing a horror slash spooky questions tag that I believe was created by Simply Kenna, and I found it on madamwriterblog.com, but if you search spooky get to know me tag or something, this will pop up. The first question is, what is your favorite horror themed or Halloween themed song? And I listen to metal, so I mean there's a lot there to pick from, but just the first thing that comes to mind is Typo Negative. They have a lot of Halloween songs like All Hallows Eve, but one that really comes to mind that has a really Halloween vibe is Black Number One. And then of course King Diamond, all of his stuff is horror themed, so I think about his song Halloween, I think about Voodoo, I think about Abigail. There's a lot. I mean, I'm basically listening to Halloween slash horror themed music all the time. Also want to give a shout out to Mortician. They incorporate a lot of horror right into their music, which is awesome. I haven't like kept up with them lately though. I don't know what they're up to. So I'm kind of designing myself to be like a 2000s scream queen. The next question is, name something you wouldn't want to run into in a dark forest or an abandoned building. I mean, pretty much anything. I don't know. How about a pale crawler? Have you guys heard of those pale crawlers? They're like skinny white, slightly humanoid creatures that people see in the woods. Honestly, I wouldn't really want to see anything in that situation. The next question is, have you ever played with a Ouija board? Yes, I have. I actually did a whole video about it a few years ago. I kind of have always wanted to play with a Ouija board. I was always like really intrigued by that sort of thing, but I didn't do it till college, and I really didn't have a good time. It was really scary, and we ended up like going to find a Catholic priest to help us because we thought that this demon was going to follow us everywhere we went. Anyway, it's a long story, but it's all in my other video. And after we played with the Ouija board, I was scared like constantly. I was scared for like 3 days straight. I don't know if I'd ever do it again. I feel like I've disqualified myself because I just think whatever we were talking to back then, it will just come back for me. I know that sounds so ridiculous, but yeah, so I haven't done it since. The next question is, favorite horror monster or villain? I mean, I just love the quintessential Jalo killer, you know, with the trench coat and the fedora and all that. I love that. It really just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. I really love Freddy. I like how he always like is talking and calling people bitch. I think that's the best. He's very interactive and I appreciate that. I don't know. I don't tend to like latch on to one certain character or monster or villain. Okay, I'm going to just like get dirty. That looks good. Just going crazy with this contour palette. Okay, getting into character. I am a final girl. Okay, the next question is, what is the creepiest thing that's ever happened to you when you were alone? It sounds lame, but it is like, okay, this one time I was sleeping at the house that my husband was renting at the time, but nobody else was there. And I was sleeping in there, and I woke up to go to the bathroom, and then when I came back to get in the bed, I heard these 3 really loud knocks on the wall right over the bed, and it was like bam, 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 like as if someone was slapping the wall with an open palm. I know it doesn't sound like a big deal, but it was like very threatening. It felt very directed towards me. Even if a human was doing that, I don't know, I can't say for sure it was a ghost, but even if a human was doing that, that's pretty much just as scary. Like if someone was outside the house banging on the side of it at 1 in the morning, by the way, that's when this was. That was really, really terrifying, and I just ran out of the house. Like, I see all these horror movies, and more times than not, I'm saying I would just run away. I would just run in a straight line as far as I could go. I would nope out of that building. I mean, that would be my method. Fight or flight, contrary to the fighting makeup I'm putting on, I would be flying. I would be gone. So anyway, I ran out of the house and waited till somebody else got home. Okay, the next question is, if you were dared to spend the night in a haunted house, would you do it? Depends on if I win anything. Do I get money? Because absolutely. Otherwise, I would say heck yeah, because I really want to get into paranormal investigating and like actually find some evidence. So I would take that opportunity. However, if it was like a really, really dangerous house, I don't know. Actually, I probably still would. And I know I said I would, you know, run out of a place, but I think with ghosts it's a bit different because ghost activity is really intermittent. So even when something happens, it's going to end. You know, it's not going to be like constant torture in most cases. So out of curiosity, I would say yes. Also, a lot of paranormal activity does not really happen to me. And sometimes I wish that it would. Sometimes I'm glad that it doesn't, but I'm very curious about the other, so I would be interested. The next question is, are you superstitious? I would kind of say I'm magically minded. So you could say yes, I am superstitious, but it does not interfere with like me living or me doing anything or going anywhere. But I am magically minded. I do like little tips that you hear from feng shui and stuff, like not sleeping with a mirror facing you and things like that. I adhere to some guidelines, we'll say, but it's not compulsive. I'm flexible. The next question is, do you ever see figures in your peripheral vision? Yes, I do. I do. But you know, it's always like you look over there and then it's gone. We all know how that goes. I'd say most of the time I more see like movement and then look over there, but not always like a humanoid figure. But yeah, I mean, we probably all do, right? The next question is, which urban legend scares you the most? I'd say Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary, man. I still think about her when I like go to the bathroom at night, you know? I mean, because I said this in my last video actually, like Bloody Mary is scary because I think it can be real. I think you could get results depending on how you did it and under what circumstances, what conditions you did it. So that's probably what my answer would be. The next question is, do you prefer gore or thrillers? I prefer, actually, neither. I prefer supernatural. But, see, it's hard to say because now I'm a huge Giallo fan. Gore is cool and all, but typically I would be much more scared by demonic stuff, you know? Supernatural stuff. But I also like thrillers. I don't know, I like it all. I guess I would say I prefer thrillers over gore, but that's just because of Giallo. Do you believe in multiple dimensions or worlds? Absolutely. Absolutely. We're living in one right now. Okay, the next question is, you're home alone, but you hear footsteps in your house. What do you do? If I heard footsteps in my own house, yeah, I would just run out the door. I'd run out the closest door and then wait for whoever it is to emerge or, you know, get myself into a safe space. Next question is, have you ever made a potion of any sort? I mean, haven't we all? Of course. I've got one sitting right over there. The next question is, do you get scared easily? Yeah. Probably. I mean, I think about things like we were in the woods a year or two ago, and we heard a wild pig in the woods. He was like snorting and stuff, and I get so scared. I think I get really scared of animals. So I heard that and I was like, what do we do? What do we do? Let's go, come on, let's go. And I was just freaking out. I do not want a wild pig to attack me. The next question is, have you ever played Bloody Mary? Okay, we need that to drip. No, I've never played Bloody Mary. I don't know. I don't think that I will. Come on, just drip. I don't think that I will. The next question is, do you believe in demons or the devil? I mean, yeah. Yeah, I believe in demons. I don't think they're necessarily what we think they are. I just think they're a type of entity. They're a type with a certain style. And as for the devil, I mean, probably, but I just really like more like the symbol of the devil better. Oh no, I got blood in my hair. I really like the symbol of the devil, like what he represents, and I don't know. We won't get into that, but I guess, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about him specifically, but probably. Oh, this is so gross. The next question is, would you ever go to a graveyard at night? Yes, absolutely. And I already have, and I will again. I love I love graveyards. In a zombie apocalypse, what is your weapon of choice? A gun. Would you rather go to a Halloween party or trick-or-treating? Trick-or-treating? Oh my god, I miss trick-or-treating. I wish that it was acceptable for adults to do so. I remember when I was in high school, I was still trying to trick-or-treat, and people would be mean and like slam the door in my face like, you're too old! Get a life. Oh my god. I'm filthy. Oh my god, I'm so glistening. This is perfect. God. Okay, I think my Scream Queen final girl look is done. Oh, hold on. I have one more thing. Although this should be covered in blood, but I'm not going to do that because it's my husband's, not mine. There, what do you think? I didn't really get to answer many questions, and they weren't very good, so I hope this was fun. I should have just talked about whatever I wanted to. But anyway, so here is my final girl look. I made it. I made it to the end of the movie. Well, I did not answer most of those questions, so maybe in the future I can come back and finish the spooky Q&A while I'm doing something else. You don't really get to see the full look because it cuts me off, but here we go. I'm done. What movie does it look like it came out of? Okay, see you next time. Bye.